Hello, welcome to another episode of the Fat Wallet podcast. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day. One more day that God gives us to enjoy and live a better world than the one we received. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to achieve the highest stocking rate possible and improve your soil as quickly as possible. You have probably been told that having too many cattle will limit the productivity in your farm, right? And if we think about conventional management under continuous grazing, that would be true. Since there are more mouths to feed on the same property, the grass will run out faster and your livestock will go hungry. In addition, the pastures will be grazed and regrazed frequently and so many times that grass plants will die. We have all seen meadows like this, with a strong invasion of woody shrubs or undesirable grasses that have taken over the land due to bad management. And the roots of those grasses that are left will be very short and very stressed. So, under continuous grazing, your livestock, your grass, and your soil will degrade and production will be very low. But what about selective rotational grazing? Lately, I have seen so many names for the same thing, selective grazing in rotation. More than six names for different variations of the same style of grazing, selective grazing. When we want to double the stocking rate in any of these selective grazing programs, we will see that they all fall into overgrazing, which is grazing a plant when it is too young and has not recovered adequately. As we already saw in the previous block, the stocking rate, the number of productive animals maintained at a low cost per farm per year, determines profitability. This is very important. And that is why, under rotational selective grazing programs, they always talk a lot about reducing stocking rate, not increasing the stocking rate the first year, and waiting to see what happens and a destocking plan. When in reality, what needs to be done is a non-selective style of grazing only on adequately recovered plants and within a program that also includes deferring large areas for its use as standing hay in the dry season or the cold season. That is, that which will allow us to keep more livestock at a low cost on the same farm. And I call this the total grazing program. Listen, this is simple arithmetic. If only 45% of the grass is harvested, like in selective grazing, the herd will advance twice as fast as if 90% of the grass is harvested. And this will force the herd to return twice as fast, or in other words, the rest period will be half as long under a selective rotational grazing system than under a total grazing program. Now, some will tell me that their system does not do selective grazing, but in practice, they do selective grazing. And whenever they get a short-term drought, they will incur in overgrazing. There are only two styles of grazing, selective grazing and non-selective grazing. There are no more, no matter what names they call it. What we do under the total grazing program is non-selective grazing, but only on adequately recovered plants, and the high harvest efficiency allows us to give longer recovery periods to the paddocks when we have a short-term drought, and definitely when we are in the cold season or in the dry season. By minimizing overgrazing, we achieve plants with much greater vigor in the regrowth, which allows for much greater grass production. There is no better way to increase the profitability of a farm, current and future profitability, than by implementing the total grazing program, where we not only achieve a much higher harvest efficiency, but also improve the soil quickly with the increase in long-lived organic matter of humus. It is this long-lived organic matter that gives our soils their true fertility and is precisely what we achieve under the total grazing program. In the green season, we must focus on putting the best quality grass in front of our livestock, because it is in the green season when our livestock can gain weight, get fat, and give good weaning weights. It is also in the green season when birds must occur, and for that we need good adaptation in our livestock. By implementing the total grazing program with high harvest efficiency in well-recovered pastures, you will have a pasture with more leaves per square yard, and that is what you need. By attaining more leaves per square yard, you get a better solar panel where photosynthesis is maximized and your productivity increases. What do your livestock prefer, leaves or stems? Leaves. And why? Because the leaves have high digestibility while the stems have low digestibility. But what happens if we allow our livestock to select leaves and reject the stems? Well, it is important to remember plant physiology, where green leaves with chlorophyll produce energy through photosynthesis from sunlight, while the stems do not. In reality, the stems consume, by respiring, part of the energy created by the leaves by photosynthesis. This is also why we should not leave stems attached to the crowns and roots after grazing, so that they do not keep consuming the energy reserves created by the green leaves and stored in the crowns and roots. Can you now see the importance of a high harvest efficiency program on well-recovered plants? But this goes further. We must also leave an area of pasture in reserve for the difficult season, dry season or cold season, because it is in those difficult times when your ability to maintain a greater number of productive animals at low cost is tested. Anyone can increase stocking rate in the green season. The secret is to maintain them in good body condition when grass is not growing. You see, many people are mistaken about using stockpile grass and believe that deferred pastures are garbage, trash, and that their livestock will not be able to stay in good body condition on them. They are very wrong. We have shown that in all the different environments in the world, we can keep livestock in good body condition on standing hay with considerable savings compared to other options. It is true that in some environments, warm season perennial grasses, a small amount of a high protein supplement may be necessary so that your livestock's rumen can digest the high fiber and low protein of a stockpile warm season grasses. But even after deducting that expense of the supplement, the savings are considerable. Approximately $300 per cow per year versus feeding hay. Of course, in other environments, this cost of the protein supplementation will be lower or zero. So now you know that the total grazing program allows a huge increase in grass production given by minimizing overgrazing thanks to the very high harvest efficiency in adequately recovered pastures. It is a virtuous cycle where the better harvest efficiency, the greater the productivity, and the faster the soil improves. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this is helpful for you. Subscribe to my weekly blog at www.rwranching.com, and may God bless you and have a great rest of the week.